Hello, my name is Aaliyah Perry, and I'm so excited to share one quick tip with you that will help to increase your productivity and organization. And it's something that you can implement in your life right now in just a couple of minutes. So, I'm going to talk to you today about monthly folders. Now, this might sound super basic and super easy, but chances are you're not doing this in your own life right now, and this is going to save you hours of time feeling stressed and frustrated because you can't find a paper that you need for a certain date. And it's also going to help to eliminate piles of papers in your backpack, around your room, and all over your house. So first of all you're going to need are some folders and a calendar. Now with these folders, you can either make your own with construction paper or big pieces of paper, or you can just get some simple office folders from the dollar store or from your office or even maybe your parents' office. So what I like to do is I like to use 3 folders, and each folder has 4 months to it. So in this folder, it says January, April, July, and October. And I just like having 3 folders because I don't have a ton of papers to put in these folders. But one option for you is to have 12 folders, one for each month. And this one just has more folders, but it's totally up to you. So once you get your folders and you have a calendar ready, and this calendar can be digital or it can be on paper, whatever you like to do for your calendar, and then we can get started with how to use these folders and how to implement them into your daily routine. So first of all, let's just say you're going through some papers at school, from your school that you're getting, or from any activities that you might have going on in your life, and they're date specific. So this is a paper that you don't need right now, but you're going to need it maybe in a couple months, maybe in the next month, or maybe even in this month, just not for a couple of weeks. So we're going to start off with the first example, and this is a school supply list. Now you might get one of these at the end of a school year or the beginning of the school year, and you might not need to get all of these supplies right then and there in that moment of time. So what I would do is I would take this school supply list and I would say, okay, I'm going to go school shopping in July. So I'd find my July folder and I'd put this paper inside of my July folder. And then I'm going to get my calendar and I'm going to write down in the very beginning of July, open my July folder, get my school supply list out, and then I'll have all the information I need to get the correct supplies for my brand new school year. Now, if I had just had this paper lying in my room, I might have lost it during the summer, or I might have lost it, in the time period that I needed. But because it's in this folder, it's going to be super easy to find, and I have a calendar reminder that's going to help me find that paper. Another thing is a field trip permission slip. So sometimes you don't need to bring a permission slip until the day of the field trip. What's going to happen if you forget your field trip paper though? You're not going to be able to go, or you're not going to be able to participate in that activity. So what I would do is I'd say, okay, let's say this field trip is in November. I'm going to get my paper, I'm going to put it in my November folder, and then the night before on my calendar, so let's say the field trip is on the 20th of November, I'm going to write in my calendar the night before, make sure you go get the field trip paper out of your folder, and that way you can go on that field trip and have fun with the activities. So I'm going to put that in the folder, and then it's going to be perfect and ready to go, and I'm not going to lose it, and it's going to be right where I'm expecting it to be when the field trip comes around. Another thing that's really big for some high school students is taking the ACT or the SAT. Now most times when you're taking these tests, they give you a big thing to print out, and it has the place you're taking the test and all of your information on it, and you can't take the test without having this paper with you. Now a lot of students, they buy their test in months in advance, and then when the time comes for the test, they're already stressed out about the test, and then they can't find the paper, and that just adds so much stress. So this test, it says it's on October 28th. So I find my October folder right here. I put this paper with my super important information in it in my October folder right here. And then in my calendar, the night before the test, I'll write on my calendar to myself, make sure you get the paper out for the test, and make sure you don't forget to bring that the next morning. And then I'll go into my October folder, it'll be right there where I'm looking for it, and that way I can go take that to the test and I'll have no problems, it'll be smooth sailing from there. And a few other simple things you can put in your folder, it's anything that's going to be that you're going to need in the near future. So let's say you get a book report list of books you're going to need to read at school during the next year. But you don't need to order all of the books yet, and you don't need to have them all, but you want to keep this on hand. You can put this into your monthly folder, and then you can figure out when you're going to need to get those books and put that on your calendar so you can order the books for your classes, and that way you won't be behind, or you won't need to go and scramble and find the books at the last minute. Another thing is if you're going to go out to a movie with some friends and you buy your ticket in advance, or if you have a school dance that you have bought a ticket for, you can put your ticket in here too. That way, the little ticket isn't going to be floating around somewhere and you're not going to end up looking for it at the last minute. You can just throw the ticket for the dance or for the movie into your folder and remind yourself on your calendar, hey, I have a ticket, I'm super excited to go to this event, and it's going to be right there, right where you're waiting for it. Another thing, let's say you buy, for me, I bought some boots during the winter. Let's say you buy some boots, or maybe a new phone or a camera or some sort of thing that has a warranty. And let's say that that object doesn't end up working out, and if it breaks or if you need to return it and you need to find this warranty, this one is good for 3 months. So I bought these shoes in December when it was getting to be winter time. And in my March folder, I wrote in my calendar, I wrote the beginning of March. Make sure you go check and see if those boots are doing well. Otherwise, you can go return them and use this warranty. And this is in my March folder, so that way I can't lose it. And if I need to return those boots, I have the information right there. And finally, just a couple other things. If you have an event that's coming up that you want to have more information on, I have a little choir tour I was doing. So this is a little piece of paper that has some information on the choir tour. And it was in April, and it had a list of the places and the events that we were going to be doing on that trip and for the choir. So I put it in my April folder so that when I was getting ready for the trip in April, I could just look at the list and check off what kind of things I was doing, what kind of activities I was excited about. And then it was right there for me. And then finally, let's say you have a gift certificate and you need to use it by May 30th. For example, you could put it in your May folder at the very beginning of the month in May. You could put it in your calendar. Make sure you go and use this gift certificate or give it to somebody who might use it within that time frame. So hopefully, even though this is a super basic tip and it's something super easy and super simple, hopefully this gives you some ideas on how to eliminate the paper piles. Because if you're looking at all the things that I just organized, it's a pretty good stack of papers. And if I had all of these things just laying around my backpack or my room, or even like downstairs in the kitchen or the family areas, chances are they're going to get lost, and it's going to be a lot of added stress and a lot of added frustration when you're trying to find these things that are time sensitive but that you don't need for right now. So you can implement this in your life right now. You can go make your own folders. You can go buy a few folders. You can even ask your parents if they have any extra lying around. And you can start right now by using either a school planner or a phone calendar or whatever kind of calendar system you use. And you can start getting organized right now in just no time at all.